Welcome to another episode of Drunk Cop and a Teacher, the podcast where everything's made up and our comments don't matter, just like any money going into my bank account this year.
Huh.
I'm spending way too much money on unnecessary shit, and I don't ever see my paychecks anymore.
And the
Oh my
shit's
God.
still coming.
It
Yep.
is. It
Yeah.
is.
Hey, real quick question. What were you going to do with your
Nothing.
Xbox when you get the new one?
He's not gonna give it to you.
The Series S?
Yeah.
for
I was
kid.
gonna hook it up to my now my computer is in the bedroom, so I was just gonna hook it up to the computer. So
Oh,
that
okay.
way I can play in either room.
Oh, that actually makes so much sense, actually.
Yes.
I mean, for real.
Although I'll be playing Halo Infinite also on PC. Or at least I'm gonna try to because I pre-ordered the computer accessory shit.
What
that
the
all sync?
fuck?
Yeah. Or how are you surprised? Is that that's like a next? How does that all sync with computer and PC? Or wait, what?
Xbox?
Xbox and PC?
Yeah. Like if I'm going back and forth, it's the same profile, it's the same thing.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's why I'm gonna be going between the two, and that'll be interesting to see if I stick to one or the other more. Because this would be the first time I'm fully dedicating to playing on the PC, like with the mouse and keyboard. I don't know.
Are you gonna max out? Can you max out those graphics on the PC?
I probably could. I have to ask my brother about that, but I'm not too worried about the look of it because if anything, I'll be playing mostly on the Series X anyway. That's my goal. But yeah, between Pokemon Oreos and Xbox Series X and all this other shit like Sonic, I got no money. I'm broke.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
If only I had a boss that would pay me for the shit that I do.
He's not talking to me, so.
Speaking of lawsuits, we got a lawsuit to talk about. We're gonna follow up on that
Nice.
Apple and Epic stuff. Listeners,
Fuck, I knew this
we're
was
gonna
coming.
skip the intro shit.
What?
Just because we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I
We're-
didn't really do much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, me
exactly.
neither.
No one did anything.
Oh, especially
So-
you, yeah.
we're gonna bring up the Apple versus Epic lawsuit ruling that just happened not too long ago. Then we're gonna talk about our main movie homework assignment, which was Malignant. Then we're gonna talk about the two newest trailers that came out that are kind of trending on the internet: Matrix Resurrections and then Hawkeye. Then we'll do the intermission as usual. And then we'll talk about the two big events that happened this past week, which was the PlayStation 5 showcase and lastly the Apple event. So I'm pretty sure we have lots to say on most of this stuff. Not so much on the Apple event for the other two, because I'm the only one that watched it.
Hey,
I read it.
hey, I hit play, and then.
But to be fair, though, you really did not miss out on much. So we'll talk about it when we get there. So Apple versus the Epic lawsuit. The thing that we've been confused as hell about forever.
Did you say Epic or Eve? Because now I'm thinking Apple versus Eve or Eve versus the Apple. Never mind. Just popped in my head. Go ahead.
Epic?
Apple versus Epic. So, right, we were confused last time exactly what was going on with the in-app purchases and all that shit. And I think I finally remember / figured out what was the issue. Epic was putting a link in their app game that takes them directly to the Epic website.
Nice.
And whenever you buy anything from the Epic website, all that money goes directly to Epic. So if you buy anything through just the app itself, the in-app purchases, then Apple takes 30% of that. However, the issue was that is not allowed on any of the apps. You cannot put a direct link to a site that's not going to go through Apple's revenue or whatever. That's what was the problem. So the ruling that came out of it, Apple lost in the sense that now every developer is allowed to have a link that sends them directly to a website that can fund them directly. So it doesn't have to go through in-app purchases anymore. So Epic, in a sense, kind of opened that door now for developers.
Their loophole worked.
For developers to be like, hey, you don't have to purchase it through this. If you want to fund us directly, because we get more money this way, go to our website and buy the stuff from there. And I think that's the, and with Pokemon Go, because I know Mike brought that up last time. Like when we buy those coins or whatever, Apple does get 30%, so they get 30 cents of that $1 that we spend there.
Wow.
So kudos for Epic on doing that. Right now developers can have some more freedom there, can offer more ways for people to pay for in-app purchases. However, Epic is still banned from putting Fortnite on the iOS because they did break the policy. Even though they were trying to do somewhat of a right thing for developers, that doesn't excuse them from breaking the contract that they signed. And so because of that, Apple has every right to ban them from the Apple Store, which I believe they still are. And they are still owed 30% of whatever Fortnite made off of those purchases that were made from their website, which I think comes out to above but somewhere I think around $3 or $6 million or something like that. So yeah, Epic lost too. They both in a sense lost.
I was about to say,
lawsuit.
How did Apple win?
Honestly, I think Apple won not adding Fortnite. To me, that's a win-win situation.
No, what I meant was, I switched it around. How did Epic win if we still have to pay that much money?
Well, and then Epic is they got on this little high horse of this isn't over yet. We'll get more freedom, more equality for all developers, blah blah blah. And I think they're just more upset that they can't put their game on iOS yet. They said that they're going to. They said they will return. Fucking Avengers Endgame end credit scene. Iron Man will return in Fortnite or something like that. I'm sure that they have that hope there, but that's just what it came down to.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for Apple.
I think it's also too any future mobile games that they're working on that they can finally do all the things that they were trying to do. But
that's a good question. Do they have any other games on Apple? Does Epic have any other apps?
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. And I think Google Store now has to do it too. So it's not just Apple. I think also Google Play Store has to open it up for other developers to have other payment options.
Yeah. Well, either way, fuck Fortnite.
Tell us how you really feel about Fortnite. No, we don't have time. All right, moving on. That's pretty much it from the Apple and Epic lawsuit. It's over. We don't have to talk about it anymore for, I'm sure, another 3 months until something else comes out of it.
Oh my God, thank God.
All right, now on to our main movie.
Ooh.
Malignant.
Get ready to rumble.
Malignant, which a title I didn't really give a fuck about until I saw the movie. I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. It is a horror thriller. This was initially Mike's pick. Maybe?
Yep.
My pick.
Yep.
I don't remember who brought it up, but it wasn't me.
It was
horror
him.
movie? Definitely not me.
It was an hour and 51 minutes of some rated R scenery. That's how I'll leave it at that until we get to talking about it. The synopsis for Malignant: paralyzed by fear from shocking visions, a woman's torment worsens as she discovers her waking dreams are terrifying realities. To be noted beforehand, this is from director James Wan. I think that's how you pronounce that last name correctly. James
Wong.
Whoa,
okay.
whoa! There he goes again.
James
Oh my
Wan,
God.
who also is responsible for the entire, most, if not all, of the Conjuring universe and the Saw movies too, if I'm not mistaken. Also Aquaman, in case people are a fan of that movie, which it was a good one. I liked it.
I liked it too.
IMDb gives Malignant a 6.3 out of 10.
Ooh.
Rotten Tomatoes, 77%.
Ooh.
Metacritic.
Oh, what about them?
They flipped the coin and just only came down to a 50% rating on this one. Now, we all know how Ham feels about horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't invite a whole lot of people to this one because he didn't even give a
Yeah.
fuck about horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So only 67% of Google users like this movie.
67%. You gotta talk to your
Mhm.
friends, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I have good taste.
If anyone cares, it says here the budget was $40 million.
How much?
40 million.
40 million?
Yeah. Hey,
Wow.
this is Google we're talking about. I don't know. This stars Annabelle Wallace, Ingrid Bisu, McKenna Grace, Marina Mazeppa, Maddie Hassan. A lot of people I just don't recognize, except for George Young, I think.
Looks familiar.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from. Anyway,
I don't know either.
Ham, I was gonna ask you. You recognize anyone from this movie?
No.
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 You're
Just yet.
the one that usually is like, yeah, that guy from that one
Yeah,
thing.
I'll have to look it up, but I mean, I don't think that I know anyone else.
Okay.
I mean,
So this is definitely on its own. It tried to make a name for itself.
I recognize Madison, the actress. She was in Annabelle, the first Annabelle movie.
Oh, okay. All right. See, there you go.
Okay, that maybe
There's
it's
some
her.
sort of connection there. All right. So we'll do our usual. We'll say what the card that we think we're gonna give this movie, and then we'll go into what we like and did not like about this movie. This was an HBO Max streaming premiere. I believe it was in theaters as well, right?
Yeah, it was theaters.
Yeah, theaters and HBO Max, but of course we watched on HBO Max just for convenience sake. And without further ado, our card reveals, starting of course with Mikey Boy.
Just like the fucking poster, a fucking red card.
Okay. I don't know if I should start asking, but Ham?
Hmm. Been thinking about this all day. Give it a yellow.
No fucking way.
I'll give it a yellow.
Really?
Yeah, I'll give it
Okay.
a yellow.
Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad about giving it a green card then.
I almost thought about giving it a green.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
Wow. This is the first time that we like something that Mike should have liked, but he hated.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe you didn't understand it.
This is crazy. I don't know what to do with myself right now. I don't like this is bizarre. Okay. Should we just kind of run through what the twist is? I guess.
All right, before we start on that, they literally I mean they don't show you, but you know it's her. In the beginning it's like, "Oh, whatever, take out the whatever, tumor, cancer, whatever." But it's her. We all know it's her. Like that's not a twist. Like I hated that at the beginning. They shouldn't have shown that beginning part, I thought.
I don't know. Like it was a twist for me, but like in a sense of I didn't expect it to be the way that it was. Like
No, but that's later. That's physically seeing it, like with the reveal. That's cool, but in your back of your mind, not pun not included, intended. But you know it's her. It's like who else is it? Like what? So
I don't know.
That
I was
annoyed me
kind
a
of
lot.
rooting for the whole like, yeah, maybe it isn't actually her. Like, okay, all right, hold on.
That's why I didn't give it a green.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. Okay. Let's just start with Mike because Mike has been quiet. He hates us, right?
Yeah.
That we actually.
I'm
like
not
this
saying
movie.
anything. No, I'm good. I'm not saying anything.
You don't. Well, tell us why
What
you
do you
don't like
mean?
the movie.
No, I don't want to say nothing. No. Go.
Why?
You guys talk. You guys praise it.
I'm not
No.
praising it. I just enjoyed it. Like it
We're
wasn't.
not talking about Sony and Xbox over
It
here.
wasn't. It
Oh,
wasn't
my
like
bad. My bad.
the typical horror thriller that I thought it was gonna be, and it was just something different and just. Yeah, I don't know. I was actually genuinely interested all the way through. I was like, okay, this isn't like one of those, oh, watch out for that corner, watch out for that. No, it was just straightforward. And I was like, all right, this is not bad. But like you gotta lead us with what did you not
why?
like about the movie?
I'll just say this. I just didn't like the writing of it.
The writing was
And the movie's very predictable from beginning to end. And yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna just say it like that.
I think this feeling. I think maybe this movie hurt his feelings. Maybe.
Mike,
Okay,
you have
okay.
a twin or something that you're
Exactly.
telling
That's
us
why.
about?
That's why he hates this. He's like,
Is
I
that
had a
why
Listen.
your
twin.
hair is so ugly?
Cha cha cha.
Either way,
I'm generally surprised because I mean
the
you
mo
love the
the
Conjuring movies and
I love the
he's the
Conjuring
guy behind
movie.
Conjuring.
And this
And
is
he's
So
better than all the Conjuring movies combined.
nah, you're a fucking idiot. Honestly, I mean, I love all the Saw movies, and they're corny. They're brutal and stuff like that. And
Oh,
I
he
just
did do
feel
Saw.
like
Now I remember his name.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
feel like this movie was it's just a recycle things on just him recycling everything that he's made and he put it into this film. The first act of this film, it reminds me of the movie Lights Out. I don't know if you ever seen that movie where there's this lady where she kills people, but the thing is that the only way that she appears is when there's no light.
yeah.
But when there's a light, she disappears. You
okay.
know, so the first half of this movie does that, but then again, it contradicts itself to something else, and then the phase three was just more of the fucking Matrix shit of just action, and it's just stupid. It was just dumb, and the acting was poor. The so many plot holes. The camera, the way that it was shot, like the beginning of it, of like where it had like that top viewing of the cameras, it was only used only for that one time. It really didn't plays the strength of this movie. I don't know. I think it was just stupid. Like I just didn't really like the soundtrack of it. It's so out of order. It makes no sense, and I don't know. Like when the twist came out, it was just like more of laughable. It was just funny towards like literally in the end, it just becomes more of a comedy movie instead of a horror movie, and it had a chance to it for it to it. I mean, I don't even think this movie actually had a chance for it to be really good horror, but I don't recommend this movie. Don't even fucking watch it. It's stupid. It's dumb. Yeah, that's
I
how I
think
feel about it.
so. Stemming from that, I feel like that's probably why I like it because if it was set to still be like a typical horror movie, it would be a cliche, very
Mm-hmm.
tropey, very predictable horror movie, and because now it was something different in the sense like you said action movie, and yeah, definitely. I mean, like that last act is like definitely a very action packed moment. Like I was like, wait, I don't understand what are we watching here? Is this a Marvel movie that
No,
I'm
he
supposed to
said
be
it right.
watching?
It reminded me of the Matrix. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
and
but like the fact that we went away a little bit from the horror and just kind of went to like, okay, here's a grotesque idea, and let's just kind of have fun with it. I was like, yeah, this is fun. This is enjoyable to watch because I think I would have been really bored if it was a typical horror because that's where I
yeah,
thought it was going at first when
same.
they were bringing this thing that's like, oh, we don't see it, all the unknown, we're not going to see what this thing is, and then they kind of show us what it is near the beginning, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna go a different angle than I thought. And then what she gets abused by her husband, which was an
Hmm.
interesting take on the story. I was like, all right, I wasn't sure where I was going for it, where I was gonna go. And then when we finally get to I guess when they introduced the detective and stuff, it felt very much like Spiral, and I was like, okay, like
Yeah,
this is, man, this is not gonna be like that typical horror movie. This is just gonna be something different. And you know what? I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the ride. Like I don't I like horror movies as much as the next person. I know I like them more than Ham. Ham hates the shit out of horror movies.
hmm.
But like I think if the trailer made it seem like it was just going to be very cliche,
No,
and
me
I'm
too.
glad that I got something different than what I thought I was going to get from the trailer. And I think that's that expert, it exceeded, not necessarily exceeded, but it subverted my expectation. It just wasn't what I expected, and I enjoyed it for that. And what was your thoughts on the
Am
movie?
I going last? All right. Um, some points that Mike brought up were interesting, and maybe right. The music. I noticed the music just because it was a little. It was off a little.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, okay, but then it's like too long or too short, and I'm like, wait, what? Or when it jumps to another scene, or it's just like, why is this still going on? So I noticed it. So maybe that's a bad thing that I noticed it, or a good thing. I don't know. Very different. Probably not good. I do like the intro. When I even the intro, I was about to like, all right, I can skip this at the beginning because they did the sort of credits at the beginning,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, kind of cool. Reminded me of like '90s like TV shows, like maybe X Files or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was like, okay, that's in a good way. I'm like, oh, reminds me of stuff. Um, like I said, the beginning I already talked about. I also watched this in two seatings. I've already recommended this movie, and I'm like, yeah, there's not that much gore. I only watched that first half. Then they're gonna call me a liar because, yeah, that second. Oh my god, I really like that.
I wouldn't even say it's that gory still even. Like
When she's stabbing the guy in the face with all the blood. I mean, even the jail scene.
yeah, but it's like it's post stuff. It's like you don't really get to see it fully being slashed up and stuff.
It's
Like
something. It's something really quick. It's not like it's not
it's not
very
like Saw.
gory. It's not like Saw whatsoever. Where Saw it takes its time. It takes its time. You see
You see the
from
flesh
beginning to
being ripped apart.
end and
Yeah,
everything.
but
This
this
one
is
is just
unnecessary gore. Then, if they're not really showing it, I would say. But um,
I don't know. To me, it's just like a basic like an action movie where somebody gets shot in the head or somebody gets
oh
decapitated.
yeah, but that can be gory. Yeah, the beginning part I watched and I'm like, okay, all right, still interested. Even the first part where you were saying he was beating his wife, I'm like, oh my god, this is real horror. I'm like, what's going on? Talking about that one line, it's like, oh, it's your fault with the baby. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, that was fucked up.
yeah. I'm like, what is
Bad
going
acting,
on here? Bad
What?
acting.
bad dialogue.
Well,
Mm.
if you thought about it like this, maybe you would like it better. Each bad actor is getting killed, so how about that? Uh, what other parts? Yeah, when the detective scene that started happening, I'm like, all right, this is getting further away from what I thought it was gonna be. So I'm like, I'm gonna like this more, and yeah, their dynamic too. I thought was kind of cool. The partner and the detective and the weird obsessed CSI girl. I'm like, is that going anywhere?
Yeah, it's a
What?
shame that she didn't get more of a part. Like I was like thinking, like, are you important to this story or not?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
like,
you're here too many times to be anything in this story.
yeah, it was a little weird. I got a little confused when I didn't know. They never said it. That's why I was like, oh, it was the mother. I was like, who's this random person?
Yeah, I was for a while. I was thinking, like, who the hell is this chick? Like,
Yeah, I thought she was
why
a
do we care?
scientist. Then
I have a
then the
problem
next
with that.
person was the scientist. So I'm like, okay. And the ending was kind of short. Like, what happened to the
Oh yeah,
detectives?
very
Like,
very abrupt. Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Is she now a superhero? No, they're gonna kill her. They're gonna take her to jail. She's gonna flee. I don't know. Uh, but that sort of. But I was sort of leaning on a green only because it was different. I was very intrigued on the concept and still am. I would like to see a second one somehow. Don't know
I'm.
how.
I would not like to see a second one because they could. That's easily fuckable. Like that's easy. Like if like you just said, right? Is she a superhero now?
Yeah,
Like what is she gonna
exactly.
do? Save the day with this stupid parasite? Oh well. Okay, so plot twist, spoilers, people. In case you're gonna watch this, big spoilers here. The whole thing is that she has a parasitic twin that was essentially feeding off of her just her everything and was telling
Hmm.
her to do these evil things and was becoming jealous and whatnot and was trying to gain full control of Emily. I think that was her name. And then I guess at some point she gets admitted to a hospital of sorts that try to make it work between the two entities, but then because it started getting too aggressive and too violent and too demonic to an extent that they decided to suppress it. They literally cut off as much of that thing as they could,
Mhm.
and whatever was left, they just crushed it into her head and closed off the back of her head. And that's why when the husband at the beginning bangs her head against a wall, it kind of opens up that part, and that's why Gabriel, as it's called, starts to gain control of Emily. And so like it ends with Emily finally coming to a realization that she has the same powers as Gabriel,
It's sort
and
of like
ends up
that, yeah.
kind of like mind trapping him and
Tricking.
imprisoning him in this sort of like mental ward, I guess, or mental jail, just mental
Yeah.
jail, and then never, for all we know, may never ever come back out. I don't know. It's one of those villain things of like, oh, this won't be the last time you see me, and then she's all dramatic, like, but I'll be ready. I'm like, okay, whatever. I can
Yeah.
ignore that part. That was
Yeah.
really cheesy, but there was a lot of cheesy lines in here for sure. But I felt like it was almost done on purpose, just to have fun with itself
Maybe.
and not just be too serious. And again, that's why I liked it. I enjoyed it. Like usually with the movies that we watch and like on streaming service, like I'll pause it every once in a while and be like, okay, I don't want to. I'm tired of this. I'm bored of this. I already know what's gonna happen here. This one, I just watched it one whole sitting through, and I didn't stop watching. I wanted to finish this whole thing. So I don't know if I would recommend it. I would only recommend it for people that aren't opposed to horror movies but don't want to be like on the seat on the edge of their chairs wanting to be scared. Like if they want a horror, just kind of crazy different horror movie, then this would be for them. But I guess I for Mike's sake, I I see why he does not like this movie.
You might
And
be a purist.
I kind of had a feeling that he wouldn't have liked it. I was hoping for the latter, that he maybe did enjoy some of this movie, but I get it. It's not a typical horror movie.
No.
That has got to be very clear to people that you're not going to, be like have this suspenseful feeling anywhere through. I like the camera angle stuff, which I know Mike
I've
hated it,
noticed
but
that.
I
I
hated it.
liked it. I liked the whole, when she was going through the whole house and she was going up the stairs, and then just the way that they played off, like
I think it made it creepier, yeah.
the way they played off, like they would have this wide angle, right, and the head, like the focus is all the way to the right, but then you have this like empty space on the side, and they never did anything with it, which was again something different. It wasn't very tropey. And then when the sister went to the was it the hospital or whatever that it all happened in, I was thinking, oh boy, here we're gonna go. It's just gonna be haunted. Gabriel's gonna be there and kill her. Nope, none of that happened. So
It was a little weird that they showed it and she was there and they could have just said, "Oh, I went and found something," like, but they did. I was like, "Huh."
You see, oh my god, I want to point out my plot holes, and that was one of the biggest plot holes that I have had with the hospital, is that she was just there, looked for files, and left. And I don't know. I just felt like it was just, okay. There's no need to have the records of patients that a hospital shuts down. They don't have just random records just laying out there that anybody could go in and not have security whatsoever. You could have easily just replaced that scene of like something of going to a medical research or laboratory or library and have that. Like, I don't know. To me, it was a waste of fucking time. And then the beginning of the movie, I didn't understand of like when the boyfriend was hearing sounds, he went to the kitchen, blah blah blah. And when he went back to the living room, he sees a random person on the couch. When he turned on the light, the random person is not there anymore. But you still see the couch like coming up, like somebody's like literally like
Nice.
getting out of the couch, and then he appears, and it's just like, wait, what? So when the fuck was this? Like, when was the shadow there the whole time? Or I don't know. It just doesn't. The movie is not consistent with itself. The first half is a different thing. The second half is different from the first one, and then the third act is different from every other fucking scene out there of the whole entire movie. And also too, the whole thing with the mother. How the hell did Gabriel know that was the mom? If they both share the same brain, how the fuck did
I don't
he
know.
know
Research.
that was his?
Fuck if I know.
But still though, like if you have the same brain, like wouldn't this woman know as well? Like, oh yeah, and like I know who my mom is. Oh yeah, by the way, when I was a kid, Gabriel was telling me all these things, but for some reason I'm an adult. He shuts up now. He doesn't say a single word to me whatsoever.
They don't share a single brain. They each have their own individual brains and their own individual personality. Like in the movie, they said that this tumor thing is growing its own set of limbs and organs and stuff like that. So it's literally like kind of like what is it, Siamese twins in a way,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
just it's
but
more
they
it's more
share.
harmful than anything. So if anything, like the if Gabriel just didn't want to disclose that because he's trying to set this whole dramatic thing up um to kind of take revenge on people that did him wrong and pretty much like screw Emily over it, like have everyone blame Emily for it.
But at the same time, if Emily they sit down Emily with that therapist, right? Close your eyes, and she's like, "Oh my god, I remember who Gabriel is. I know everything now. I know the truth." She didn't bring up a mention of not even a single word of who is Gabriel. She didn't remember of like, "Oh yeah, I was in this hospital." And also too, didn't anybody fucking check her scar in the back of her head when she went to the hospital?
Yeah,
Like she's bleeding.
that did bother me throughout the entire movie. I'm like, you are bleeding out the back of your head. Like, you don't think that you should call 911 or something right now?
Right.
Like, wouldn't you think that to like you should be admitted to the hospital? Like, you trauma, you've been quote unquote like attacked, right? Everyone thinks that you've been robbed or whatever, and
Mhm.
not a single part of you just thinks, hey, maybe I should call 911, unless we want to. Well, okay, maybe unless I want to justify that and say Gabriel was pretty much controlling her, that part of her, and saying, no, we're not going to do that because it would just make too much of a
Yeah.
mess or whatever. But yeah, that did bother me throughout the movie though, and
And
I kept noticing it.
and everybody in this fucking movie are fucking stormtroopers.
They miss.
They fucking just. You're telling me you have a room of fucking 20 cops in one room and one person, and you're telling me that this fucking thing could go around without getting shot? What, it has what special powers of
Getting
special like fast reflex?
That's almost as bad as like any other horror movie where we always see that stupid like person that's like, oh, what's this sound I'm hearing from the dark basement? Let me go down the stairs and check what it is, because obviously it can't harm me. I still think like each kind of horror movie has their own stupidity
yeah.
behind it. So I don't know. I guess for this particular horror movie, the stormtrooper thing that's what that is, because I don't think there was a stupid moment of like a person like, oh, there's a noise over there in a very dark spot. Like the worst you can say is maybe the husband at the beginning with the blender or whatever, but even then that wasn't as bad as I've seen in most other horror movies. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still agree with Mike, where it sort of jumps genres a little bit, and especially there's the supernatural element that no one talked about. With it can control electricity, because it could do it over the radio. Like it could start talking over the radio, someone's phone. It just could control stuff somehow, which they never explained, which is weird. But either way, I like the movie. Thank you for recommending it, Mike, and I will recommend it to others.
Did it have psychic abilities?
No, electronic, like it controlled electricity somehow.
Uh, I I don't know. I that part I wasn't clear to me either. But
The powers for this fucking character didn't make any goddamn sense. It was able to fight a cop and the cop kick his ass, but then is able to rip 40 people apart.
so the movie could happen.
Yeah, right.
I'm
All
so
right.
fucking done with this fucking
Yeah.
movie.
So a green, a yellow, and a red. One recommendation, one limited recommendation, and then one does not give any fucks about this movie anymore.
None.
So, all right. So that's Malignant for you. Yay. Let's talk about some trailers. We got a couple of trailers to bring up before we go into an intermission. The first trailer, do we want to talk Matrix or Hawkeye?
Matrix.
50-50.
Who flipped the coin?
Somebody did.
All right. Let's talk about the Matrix Resurrections trailer. Ham, I don't care what journal you wrote in 50,000
Angel
years ago.
Fire.
When you have a movie franchise that the second title begins with an R,
I got
I'm
it though.
pretty sure Resurrections wasn't a very hard bet to place, okay?
I called it 10 years ago. I don't even know how many years it's been, but yeah.
What other R word are they gonna give it? The closest other thing that you could possibly think of is
Return.
Renaissance. That's stupid. Rebirth maybe would have been like a possible option.
Look, we just thought of 3 words already just now. So there you
Rebirth,
go.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
Redundant.
Especially when he died like Jesus in the last one. Of course it's gonna be Resurrection.
Return.
Well, okay, so Revenge of
The
the Sith.
Return of the King. Yeah.
Are we fans of the Matrix franchise?
I am.
Yes.
All 3 movies?
What? You gotta put it like that.
I like all 3 movies, and I love the women that are in there.
Like whom?
A lot of them.
So I like I love the first one. The first one is good.
Okay,
There's
fair.
no arguing behind that.
Fair.
If you're gonna say the first one is bad, then just shut up. Just leave. Go watch Becky for all I care.
Or Malignant.
The second and the third one, was it Reloaded and Revolutions, right?
Say so, man. It's been a while.
Reloaded Revolutions. I remember, and I mean, what, this is like we were teenagers, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The storyline got complicated.
Really complicated.
But the action scenes were cool to watch. I mean, it doesn't really age very well because I still watch sometimes the Reloaded trailer where he's fighting all the
Oh my
Agent
god,
Smiths,
yeah.
and
That's
that
bad.
CGI it's like playing a PS2 video game at that point.
I did play that game.
It was a good
When it
game.
came out, yeah.
But like the storyline was just, I don't want to say it was bad. I just
It
think
was convoluted.
the second one set up so many good things that the third one never really addressed, at least from what I remember. I'm going to have to rewatch all these movies again leading up to Resurrections, but I don't know. I was not a fan of Reloaded and Revolutions as a whole, just because they did not seem to carry this consistent story. So with Resurrections, I think we can agree that this movie isn't needed, right?
It's not needed, but the thing is that it is going to answer a lot of questions of where the fuck did they take Neo?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Well, I mean, like Neo, Matrix Neo, or the real Neo, where he just taken away to the machines? Like,
He was taken to the machines, but we don't know what the machine body. Like, they just grabbed them and just like, okay, you are going to be useful for something. And also too, the other people who won the war, like, okay, you won the war for freedom and for other things, but what are they going to? What are they up to?
Yeah. Well, speaking with Neo's body, there's whatever that they're thinking. They could have downloaded his consciousness. There's rumors that Neo's consciousness somehow was downloaded on purpose or accident into the Matrix, or maybe even Trinity's. I don't know, because you see her in the trailer. The thing is, I think it's gonna be like a weird, hey, you're Neo Matrix, but it's like a trap or something. I don't know yet.
I just feel like it's just going to be another reiteration. Like, because remember I always think of Will Ferrell in this one because he did the fucking MTV skit for it. But
Oh, really?
the architect.
Oh yeah.
Was explaining how this was like the 6th or 7th time
Yes.
or whatever
Yes.
time that Neo has been through all this or whatever. And so my assumption is, okay, we ended that last timeline or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
and now this is just a re-upload of Neo in this particular I guess, multiverse timeline, whatever you want to call it, and
Yeah.
he has remnants of the previous Neos. One of them being the one that we saw from the trilogy that we watched.
Hmm.
So maybe those fragments start to become more apparent when every time he sees Trinity, because they have that oh, have we met? Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't want it to be one of those stupid cheesy, like, more of like a love story kind of thing than it is supposed to be like an action, like, very life, I guess, deep thinking kind of movie. Like, I would prefer that route rather than the love story route. But I don't know. Like, the trailer, I think, was cool to watch. It had very much like the original classic Matrix scenes in them.
Hmm.
The only thing that's gonna bug me, and I think why I hated Reloaded, I actually do, is the bullet time shit, where I hope they don't overdo that shit in this movie.
Mm.
Or with the powers too as well, because it seems like Neo is like using force push, and so is Trinity
Trilogy.
trilogy.
Well, Neo always has powers. Like, he's fucking, like,
He's the one.
God. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
one.
Jesus.
That's believable. I'm just tired of the fucking bullshit of bullet time. Like, when bullet time in the first Matrix happened, he's dodging the bullets left and right. That was cool. But then when you go watch Reloaded, it's like, I'm tying a shoe. Vroom, vroom, like the whole fucking bullet time. I'm gonna carry a spoon. Bullet time. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
punch
eat
Agent
cereal.
Smith. But exactly, like, it was so stupid. It was so overdone that I was like, I'm over it. You took something really cool and just killed it in the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Well, hopefully they have invented a new CGI thing, because I mean they created bullet time, so maybe that's when the second one's like people liked it, put more in it. But yeah, maybe hopefully they've made something new that's better than bullet time and that you can get sick of in the second movie.
Oh, and I would hope with now, I mean, Keanu Reeves has John Wick under his belt, so he can do action shit. I'm hoping less CGI and more of, like, actual practical stunts and effects
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
that.
and also too,
Hopefully.
Morpheus, young Morpheus.
I
This multiverses Morpheus?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to something's happening where they're trying to spark a thought in his mind to become Neo again for a bad reason, not a good reason. I just don't know. That's why they have maybe the younger cast. But
Are,
I
are
guess
we are we looking forward to seeing it?
I
yes.
am. Yes, of course. I want to see what is going on, and it's coming out on December 22nd in theaters. And I was very surprised about this.
HBO
HBO
Max.
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on that list. Yeah,
Same
I don't know.
time.
I'm indifferent about it. I don't know. I'm not excited for it, but I'm also not like, bah, I don't want to watch the Matrix. Like, I'm just like, oh, it's gonna happen, I guess. Okay.
So I'm sure you're gonna watch it on HBO Max then, and not the theaters.
Yeah, probably. Unless the second trailer impresses me, I think I'm still gonna wait to be impressed.
Hmm.
I'm gonna watch it on HBO Max in my own home.
All right.
Oh, and the trilogy, I guess, is on HBO Max too. I just saw.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Oh, I
Yeah.
haven't
Mhm.
watched it then. Okay. All right. Hawkeye.
Green
What
card.
are what are our thoughts on Hawkeye?
I thought it looked great, and I like that it's coming out in November during the holidays and has a Christmas theme.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a green. I mean, is there anything between What If and this?
Don't think. Well, I mean, if there's Eternals, if we're talking movie wise, there's
No,
I think
on
Eternals.
Disney Plus, because there's should be 9 episodes
No,
of What If. So
no,
no
yeah. So
Mandalorian this year.
after this,
Book of
it's
Eli. I mean, Book of Boba Fett.
Could be like this blind man over here. Spoilers.
I thought you were just talking Marvel. Marvel. No,
No.
between Hawkeye and What If. No, there's nothing else Marvel. But I mean, yeah, there's the Book of Boba Fett.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no Mandalorian.
So you're not really digging it. Like
It's fine. No, it's fine. I mean, it's Hawkeye. It's Hawkeye. That's what it is. It's Hawkeye. But at least he has a, I guess, apprentice that's gonna be happening, and I'm just gonna be watching arrows go by. Probably right. Anything else? Yeah. But it looks.
You fail this city. Wait, wrong.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. But I don't actually like that. But the trailer made it seem fine. Christmas time hopefully becomes a what you call it a when we talk about
Christmas
that other
staple.
movie. Yeah.
I think it has potential to be that. I
It
just
could.
don't know how much of Christmas is really going to be like
Yeah.
pertinent to it, though.
But no, it looks like. I mean, let's say. How long has Marvel been doing this shit? Let's go. Let's say 10 years ago, someone's like, "Oh, Hawkeye's show." I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But the trailer, yeah, I'm interested in seeing. I'm definitely seeing it. So yeah.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. The trailer was better than I expected this series to be, at least from
I
what
didn't
the
expect anything.
impression
But yeah.
at least from what the impression that I'm getting from. I like that it's more kind of lighthearted, that it's more fun, but that could also be like a deceitful thing in the trailer where maybe it does have a more serious undertaking to it. But the thing is, like, it's. Everyone's already saying it, and I was hoping that this would be the case, especially since they use the same logo. I know you guys didn't probably read the comics. Mike might have,
Nope.
but there was a comic line called. It was just called Hawkeye, and it was written by Matt Fraction. And one of the great things about this storyline, like it took. You're in this world of like superheroes where you have fucking armor that can, go to space. You have giant green monster. You have, all these weird shit going on. And, it's always good to see like what the street level heroes are always doing. And it took Clint Barton, it took Hawkeye, someone that we see always fighting with the Avengers, and just kind of put them like, what are they doing when they go back home? Like, what are they dealing with? Like, oh, they're a community guy. Like, oh, they're helping out their neighbors. Like, that whole entire run was him basically helping his community, doing like the most mundane shit. But then there was also like this other part of the story where he got involved with a gang and stuff like that. And they were going after him and Kate Bishop and everything. And then it was a very fun read. And like one of the most notable things about the entire run was that there was a whole issue about the dog's perspective in the entire story. It was Pizza Dog, because in the comic book issue, he gets pizza. And he's got a dog.
Pizza.
He's got a dog. There was a dog in the poster. I think it was a dog in a trailer. I don't remember.
Trailer, yes.
Really,
yeah, there's a dog in the trailer.
So, I'd be very happy if they do a Pizza Dog episode, but I doubt they'll do that. Anyway, it was just like it feels like that they literally kind of took that same tone and put it into a live action series, and it seems like it's doing it well so far. And I think that's why I'm mostly excited for it, because I love that run. I still have the first. Oh man, because I think Matt Fraction wrote the first 24 or 30 something issues. I still have those issues, each the first printing of each of single one of those. And then it's just fun to go back and read some of those books. So that's why I'm really looking forward to it. Like I hope it still carries that on. And I like Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. He doesn't get a whole lot of screen time or credit at all for his role, but I think I like what he does with the character.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Hopefully, I think they're gonna do a really, really good adaptation. Well, not even adaptation. He's been around for fucking 10 years, right? Like, as Hawkeye. So I think finally we are going to get a well-deserved action, hopefully a good story show, and it fully shows the potential of Hawkeye.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit goofier than Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Just a little more buddy cop, sort of funnier, and I'll probably enjoy it more. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see probably. I don't know if what's her name? Black Widow's sister is gonna be in here or not.
Yeah, I heard, there's a lot of talks about that she is confirmed to be in there, but I don't know how accurate that is.
Right.
All right.
We shall see.
Intermission time, Mike.
Oh, let me see here. Intermission.
After so many years, as what it feels like to some gamers, the PlayStation 5 showcase finally happened. Yay! No one else is
Wait,
here.
it
I thought
happened?
about drinking for this episode because we were talking about this. So yeah.
PlayStation has been quiet for the most part, at least when it comes to presenting a multitude of games, because we've had state of plays throughout the year, just not a formal showcase presentation since I think last E3. Although to be fair, we could be somewhat mistaken there. I mean, last year was kind of a blur with the whole COVID thing happening and whatnot. But they finally came out. It was like a what 40 was it 40 minutes? For some reason 40 minutes is in my head. Was it a 40-minute presentation?
Just I think it was 45.
Yeah,
So okay, if you take out the stupid little talks that they had and the little weird square motion breaks, like, hey, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a circle, it's a 35-minute show of just back
Was
to
it
back to back.
35?
I mean,
If you-
overall, it's 45 minutes, of course, but if you just
Oh,
do
okay,
just
okay.
the games, it's a 35 minute.
Okay, so we're not gonna necessarily go into depth about every single thing that was announced. And to be honest with you, I don't have a full comprehensive list. I am using comicbookresources.com. They have a list here that they've ranked by what they call hype level, what they seem to be like from the least exciting to the most exciting announcement. So kind of go through that list. But before we go through some of the games, overall, how did we feel about the showcase?
You go first.
Me or Ham?
Let's go. Let Ham go first.
Yeah, let me blood in my bottle. Uh, Fine. Uh,
All right.
I'd still give it a green card just because it wasn't bad. But wait, maybe
You
yellow.
don't
Now
have
that I'm
to give
thinking
it
of
a
it again.
card. It's just overall like how you felt about it.
I mean, there was nothing really for me. Not so much for you guys. Oh, that's what it was. The ending with that game for you, got it, and for you, that other game. For me, there wasn't really a game that was like, oh, just for me, yay! I was like, sing that shit, sing that shit, sing that shit, sing that shit, sing that shit. So, yeah, I am neutral. I am Switzerland. I am not impressed, but I'm also wasn't disappointed. So there you go.
Okay, I'm guessing
Okay.
I'm next.
Rock paper scissors. I'm shooting scissor.
I win. Okay, you're next.
Oh, okay. All right. Sal keeps on calling me PlayStation fan bias and stuff like that, but I think I've been very fair for both consoles. Wouldn't you agree, Ham?
No.
What? Fuck you. I've been giving. I think if out of everybody, I think Sal complains about Sony fanboys and everything like that more than
Oh, more
I've
than you?
ever.
Yeah, definitely. I think.
You're
So
making it sound like you've been playing an act this whole time just to justify what you're about to say here.
yeah, I'm the one that's been writing down the comments. No, but honestly, I was entertained the whole way. There was a lot of games that I'm interested in. Definitely towards the ending, and then towards the middle of it, and then from the beginning. I will still say why GTA. There's no fucking point even.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know. I
sent you guys
saw.
that thing. So yeah.
Yes, that GTA became now the most disliked
Oh,
video on YouTube. They're just gonna keep on bringing this shit up. We'll talk about
Yeah.
it, but I thought
Yeah.
overall it was a good showcase for it to be, for what it's worth. I still have questions about the PlayStation 5 consoles.
Don't we all?
So if they're not going to be available in the next year when these games come out, what's the point?
Yeah. How are they
But
making money if everyone's reselling it and no one's buying the games because you can't play the fucking games because you don't have a console.
Exactly. So, but overall, just as a showcase, I thought it was good. I liked it. They did their job. Thumbs up.
Okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say about it. Oh, the only thing is that it's kind of disappointing though because they made us wait so long, but I felt like they didn't give us a substantial amount of things to really look forward to.
I mean,
Except for the future of next year.
no, I heard you. Like, if you waited this long to show your stuff should be better than the stuff that was already shown at that other person's
Like,
stuff.
By the end of it, I felt like, oh, this is a God of War State of Play featuring other titles. Like, this is what it came down to. Like I don't. There was only really one title.
Are we gonna do a rundown real quick?
Yeah, we will. But
Okay.
there's only one title here.
Yeah,
that got me
yeah.
really hyped up, and we'll talk about once we get to that
which one
point.
it is.
But other than that, from what I heard about it, from what I heard about it after the fact, and then it was like, oh well, then it didn't matter if it was in this showcase. So I don't know. Okay, so let's just go through the list again using comicbookresources.com. They've ranked every game announcement by quote unquote hype level, and so that's what we'll go with. And some of these we'll probably not really speak much of. For instance, this first one on their list, Kid Amnesia. I don't even really know what this thing is about, nor do I really care. Any comments about Kid Amnesia?
Isn't Kid Amnesia the little cute kid that turns into animals?
Sure. I don't
Was
know.
it the Animorph game? Yeah. Interesting.
Is that in the bottom of hype level?
Yeah, that's at the bottom.
Oh, in the bottom? Oh,
it looked interesting.
But,
looks like a game.
But first of all, like, did they really show much gameplay of most of these titles?
Yeah, they did. They did. To me,
a
couple of them. Like, well, that, you know, I mean, we're going to talk about it more likely, but that game project something with a girl.
Yeah.
That looked interesting, and that was gameplay.
Oh, yeah. That looked off the chain.
Wow.
I've been saving that one since I saw the video.
Okay, next one on the list, Tachia comes to PlayStation instead of Google Stadia. So it was originally supposed to come to PC and Google Stadia about a year ago, but I guess since obviously Google Stadia failed, it is now coming to PlayStation, and I believe it's still coming to PC.
What game is this again?
I'm not even sure which one this is.
Chia or Chaya. It's that little like Hawaiian setting looking place with the girl and like
animals.
This is the animal one.
I think this is the animal one.
This is the animal one.
All right, which one was the other one?
What a great start this PlayStation Showcase has.
The fuck was the other one?
Let us be on record that Mike was the one that gave it a green card. That was the one that put it on a higher pedestal.
Wait, what? No, Ham's the one that gave it a card.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was going back to yellow.
Okay, next on the list, Alan Wake Remastered.
Ugh, why?
Alan Wake?
Yeah, Alan Wake. It was, I think, previously on Xbox and PC. Now it's coming to PlayStation Remastered, I guess.
Remastered because for some reason fans were asking for this game.
Wait, it says here Alan Wake Remastered will come to fans in 4K 60 FPS visuals and feature both of the game's story-based expansions, all of which were previously only available on Xbox and PC.
There's 2 games?
Yeah. I think there was. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
was it Alan Wake and Alan Super Wake?
So it's just PlayStation just brought over a game that. I mean, every console does this, so sure, okay, yay for Alan Wake fans that only they had PlayStations to play but couldn't play the game.
Yep.
Okay, next on the list. Here's one for you, Ham. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh yeah! Actually, I lied.
Showed off gameplay and a release date, March 25th.
I was like, is this a?
But this was short
DLC?
though.
Huh?
No, it's not a DLC. We talked about this.
It's a spin-off of Borderlands. I didn't know. No, until I saw the title, I'm like, this Is it DLC? DLC?
They first announced this at E3. It was like the Borderlands person, whoever makes Borderlands, I forget
I
already.
forgot. I
Gearbox.
guess I don't know.
Gearbox.
Yeah, Gearbox, sure. Yeah,
E3 this year. Oh, I
they
didn't
talked
see
about
that.
it.
Yeah, no, I didn't see the Gearbox thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. I was like, what the fuck is this? So, yeah, I'm playing that. Tiny Tina's a very breakout character in the series as an NPC. Actually, did you ever get to play her? Maybe? No. Maybe?
Mm. You're the
Maybe?
one that played it.
Third one? No. Maybe? I don't know.
In the movie?
But so this is supposed to be off of her in the first game or second game. She does D&D, and yeah, this actually looks like something I will definitely enjoy. It looks just like a Borderlands sequel, prequel, spin-off, remix, remake. Yeah. So yeah, excited. 2 thumbs
Yeah.
up.
Next. All right. On the list is Ghostwire. Ghostwire Tokyo introduces a
We-
fearsome new character.
Talked about this game a while back ago,
Yes.
and it looked interesting. And for some reason, I forgot about it until they showed it, and I thought it was supposed to already come out.
I thought it was out already.
I don't
I
even
don't
know which one this is. What
This is the ghost one. This is where the guy he turns into a ghost and he's fighting these other ghosts. Japanese
okay.
guy.
The presentation, the very first time they showed this game off, it was only really memorable because the girl that presented it was like very cheery and bubbly and stuff like that, and like the whole internet like fell in love with her apparently, and then she fell off the project. Like she decided to quit or something and went on to a new project, and then I think that's when people forgot about the game.
I totally forgot. I don't even. This didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to say about this. Like this wasn't for me. So next on the list, this is the one that Mike was trying to bring up, Project Eve. Project Eve is a game for Bayonetta fans to keep their eye on.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
cool.
It looks really cool.
Wait, I played the first Bayonetta. I don't think I played the second one, only because it went straight to Nintendo. Correct?
No, but this is a whole different game. This is like the same creators of Bayonetta, but
No, what I'm saying is I liked it. I liked it.
Oh, okay. And then you like this one. So
Yeah.
So there's 2 games that Ham is hype about. Wow.
I'm not hyped. I liked. So I mean, it looked
Shut up,
good.
you're hype.
I liked it though. I liked it a lot. I'm hyped. Ah!
Well, carry on that hype because I'm sure one of you two has gone crazy about this one. Uncharted, The Legacy of Thieves brings Uncharted to PC, but it's
Again?
like it's a remastered or remake or whatever of Uncharted
It's a
4 and Lost Legacy.
remaster. Yeah, it's a remastered. to the
Fucking hate
PS5.
remastered stuff that just. I mean, the last one was already sort of mastered, because it came out recently, and I guess maybe the first 2.
How many times Fallout 76 got remastered?
None.
They should really
You
consider
sure?
it.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure.
Will you
Right,
buy
well-
Elder Scrolls again?
This Uncharted apparently is coming to PC as well, which is interesting. That's the second game I think we brought up that said it was going to PC.
Oh yeah,
that's
Horizon was the first one.
Well,
we
even in
mentioned.
this one, there's another one. I think was it Chia or whatever, the one that you said the girl turns into animals. Yeah, that one I think is going to PC. Okay,
Is that the
it's
one
cool.
that turns into animals?
Uncharted. I mean, for Uncharted fans, right? This is good because, right? I don't know. I haven't played Uncharted, so you guys have to fill this part in.
I mean, it's going to be really cool to see how the graphics look and everything, but I mean, I guess
I'm not paying for it.
I mean, when
yeah,
it
I wouldn't pay $70 for this shit, or even 40. Like
Ah,
if you already have the game already, like
Yeah.
why would you buy it again for the PS5? Like I don't know.
the only one I haven't played was that spin-off one.
there's no new IP until next year.
Okey-dokey.
I mean, just saying. Speaking of not new IP per se, but something we haven't heard about in a while. Gran Turismo 7.
I
Gets a
don't give a
release.
Oh yes,
This looked good, though.
Looked really good. It looked really good.
Well, now I'm gonna
Horizon,
ask-
watch
I'm
out.
I'm gonna put Well, okay, so that basically answers the question.
Forza.
Because Mike, I was going to put you on the spot and ask, do you think the Forza whole developing part of that? Do you think that's better or worse than Gran Turismo?
I'm gonna say Forza because they've been around a lot longer than Gran Turismo.
No,
Yeah, they made more games than Gran Turismo.
no, but
Forza
Gran
was
Turismo has been out way before Forza.
no. What I mean is that lately, though,
Oh,
where
okay.
we've seen a lot more Forza games.
Yeah, because there's
They,
Forza
Yes,
Horizon.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Okay.
yeah. So and also too, like they always impress with the cars, with the mechanics, and everything. So Gran Turismo has a lot of things that they have to look forward. I mean, they need to step up to try to compete with that. This is more of a realistic racing game than Forza, but there has to be that fun aspect how Forza has it. So I don't know. I still have my money on Forza for it to be a better racing game, but we'll see how this is.
That's what I'm saying. Wake me up until midnight.
September ends.
Uh,
Oh my god!
yeah,
Don't say Midnight Club.
Midnight Club. Yes, I was saying that. Wake me up when that happens. Or the game I think Andrew played as well, and I played the
Need for Speed.
what's I think it was Need for Speed. The one that you could it was like open world and had different
Oh,
like
the
you
crew.
come. No, 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 no. You would come up and like flash your lights for a race. I
Yeah,
know
that's Need for
Burnout.
Speed.
Burnout.
Oh
Yes.
well,
Oh,
Burnout. I think yeah, you could. Was
is
it
it
Burnout
Most Wanted?
Paradise? Burnout
Yes,
Paradise said
Burnout
you could do that.
Paradise. That
Yeah.
one was really cool. I enjoyed that. I think they remade that one too, or remastered it. But yeah, give me something like that, and I'll be down.
All right. Next on the list is Forspoken.
Is this the one with the animals?
You and the fucking animals, Jesus Christ. Forspoken is about a young girl named Frey, a street smart New Yorker who finds herself transported to the world of Athia. There she gains magical powers along with a new friend and a sentient bracelet. Much of this had been known before, but here fans finally got to look at the
Oh,
game's world and Frey's goals in Athia, where she's fighting a group of powerful rulers known as Tanta, or Tanta, however you want to say it.
this looked really
It's
good to
This
I,
is
me.
the one that's off the chain, right?
I don't know. I
I
barely
mean,
remember this one.
this is
No,
the one where she, like her right hand, she has like some other powers, a
yeah, it's
force
like a
Yeah.
push,
chain or something.
and
Yeah.
the left one has like a chain. And then, like in the first picture, right now I just searched it up for spoken, and she's fighting a lion. So this one has the animals in it that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So
this is the one that actually and the graphics look good on this one. Whereas now that you mentioned it, the the whatever Tokyo game, those graphics did not look well. This one it actually does.
Well, Ghostwire has been out for a while, so whatever that
Uh,
game, I feel like
Okay.
Ghostwire has been already out. Someone fact check me on that one, but I feel like
Yeah.
it's already been out, and so however that game was developed, that's just how it is now. Like there's nothing
yeah,
changing that.
and for some reason, this game reminds me of that first beta test that they did for the PS5. You remember that
Oh yeah,
gear
yeah. No,
and
I know what you're talking about. Where's that
Yes.
at?
I mean, that was a
I think that
beta,
was just for. I think that was supposed to be just a test, like
a
just
test, but this
yeah.
Not a
reminds me
real
of that.
game. Oh.
Yeah, not a real game, but it reminds me of that.
You know, I hear you there.
What's not on this list looking ahead, but I'm just gonna bring it up because they showed off more gameplay of Guardians of the Galaxy, which
Next,
for,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Next.
for what, I'm just gonna say at least it looked better on the PlayStation than it did on Nintendo Switch.
and Xbox. Oh, wait, what? Yeah,
Did they
Nintendo
ever
Switch.
show it on Xbox?
No, they never did. I was just fucking around.
I was like, I don't remember. I don't remember if they ever cared to show it on Xbox. I just remember it being a Nintendo presentation, and I was like, this game looks terrible. But on the PlayStation, it looked better. I still don't like it. I still don't like the designs, but at least it looks better for people that do
Yeah,
like
this
it.
one has that raccoon, right? The animal.
Jesus Christ. Other honorable mentions before
It's a
we keep
trash
going
man.
on with the last, because now we're in the top 4 of this list. But they
Oh,
showed off
top
more
4 based off of whom?
comic book resources.
Okay, okay.
That's
Comic
what
book,
you want. I'm sending you the link. If you don't believe me, I'm
comic
sending you
book
the link.
resources sound a little biased. Comic book resources, got it.
You'd be surprised.
All right, okay.
what before we go on the top four here, the other thing they showed off more gameplay of was Deathloop. Who cares anymore about that game at this point?
I
It's getting
mean,
good reviews, but like, I'm over it. Like,
I'm over it too. I'm over the trailers. I'm like, I got it. I got it. I got it. This is when does it come out? Oh, wait, actually, a couple days, a few days from now, I think. But I'm tired of it. Can I
and then
play this on? Can I play it on Xbox? Whatever. Can I? Is it on Xbox? I
eventually, I
don't
think it's a
know.
timed exclusive first on PlayStation.
if
Um,
if if it's on whatever Games Pass, then I'll be like, cool. Right now, I'm not even thinking about playing it.
and the other game that we kind of already mentioned was who the fuck cares anymore about GTA 5? Like, are we who's still why is that still a
I
relevant
mean, I
thing? Are
am,
we
but
yeah, but like, really?
I'm not.
Like,
I'm not. I'm not paying. I mean, they have good DLC, like free DLC. They're like, here you go, and I'm like, okay, new stuff. But I'm not fucking paying whatever upgrade, blah blah blah. No, I'm done. Don't you try to sell me GTA 5. And Todd, don't you try to sell me Skyrim. I'm not doing it.
But
All
they
right.
give you okay, but Ham, what happens if you find it for $10? I'm
$10?
playing it.
Sure. $10? Sure. I'll buy it for $10.
20?
No. Maybe 15.
next on the list, this guy wants to say bias. Number 4 on their list is Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, because we didn't see
What?
much, man. It could be garbage game for all I know.
Um,
Ham, let Sal take the floor.
Yeah, go ahead.
it was fine. That's
Oh,
it. That's all I gotta say. It was
it's probably going to be
fine.
the best because, Venom's going to be in it. So, hells yeah.
The only thing new. So before I say the new thing that I'm somewhat excited for, there's nothing here that impressed me or showed me anything exciting. It's like, yeah, I know there's a Spider-Man 2 coming out. Yeah, I know you're gonna have Venom. Like, if anything, Mike should be excited because the guy that voices Candyman is the voice of Venom in the game. Like,
Ooh.
cool.
Tony Todd?
Yeah, it's like I don't like. Okay, you could have just said, "Hey, Spider-Man 2 is coming out in 2023." That's it. You didn't have to show me this. Like, this is not what the gameplay is going to look like, as far as I know. Like, because even said in the letters, right? It says not final game footage or whatever.
Or
So it's
not
like,
actual game footage, yeah.
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 So it's like, cool. The costumes are brighter. All right, but other than that, I was just okay. I don't really care.
But
like,
I'm double checking on this, right? So Venom is in the game, and the voice that was talking, that is Craven the Hunter, right?
that's what my excitement is for, is that, oh cool, I didn't realize Craven, because when he starts talking about, oh, I wanted to find a superior or someone to match my
So
own
that wasn't
strength or
Venom?
whatever, no, because, and this is where I was starting to trip up, because I was like, he never refers to himself in the I in the first person, so this cannot be Venom, right? Because the very
Oh.
last line was from Venom. He's like, yeah, we will, or whatever. I'm like, now you got it right. You did exactly what Topher Grace should have done. But the beginning dialogue, I am almost willing to bet 100% that is Craven the Hunter. Like, that is exactly a speech that he would give.
Oh, true.
So that's what I'm mostly looking forward to about the game, is like, oh, cool, you're putting like a, I don't want to say a lesser known villain, but like, a not as powerful as Venom, not as like, intelligent as Doc Ock, so to speak. Like, this is more of like, I don't want to use the phrase street level, but that's the only phrase I can think of in my head, like a street level villain in a world where we're gonna have a symbiotic like monster roaming the streets. Like, I think that storyline is going to be interesting. That's like the only thing I kind of got away from this announcement. It was like, cool, Craven.
But can you make a story with Craven the Hunter and Venom?
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening.
Oh, they had a bunch of characters in the first one.
Yeah, but that was supposed to be like the Sinister Six, like the build up. This one, like, I don't know. Can you imagine Craven the Hunter is Venom later on?
No.
I don't know if they'll go that route. I mean, it was cool when they did it in Web of Shadows, but I don't know if that's really the. Oh, I'm gonna hate that. Oh, why'd you say that, Mike? Now I'm thinking. I don't want this to be like a copy of Web of Shadows. Like Web of Shadows was a good game on its own, but I don't need it to be remade again. No, I don't think it's going to go that route. But I can definitely see a storyline working out with Craven and Venom in the same existence. I mean, if they did it with the fucking Batman and all his villains, I'm sure they can do it with Spider-Man and all his villains.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
But
hopefully they don't leave them to the end though.
but
Like,
just to clarify to Ham, this was not the title I was talking about before.
Okay.
Number 3 on the list, God of War Ragnarok.
what? Is that number 2?
Nope. God of War Ragnarok. You got to see more gameplay. It looked good. Yeah.
It looks the
I mean,
same.
I haven't. It looks the same.
Yeah, from the last one. Like literally looks like a copy and paste.
That's what the
Like, I don't
internet's
know.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want the story to continue because it's a hell of a story, and it's God of War is fucking awesome. But I don't know what I was looking something new for me to be like, oh, yo. But I was just like, oh, okay, awesome. So it's coming out. We see a little bit more things from it. Like I guess Thor is going to be in it, but I just gameplay wise, I don't know. I just didn't see nothing different.
Um, I mean, I played a little bit of God of War, but not much. So I'm not a big God of War fan. So I don't care.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I don't know.
I don't know
It-
either. I mean, I have my own personal bias, I think, of what's going on with video games nowadays. But I mean, we can say that for the end if we want to. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, I think people wanted to see gameplay. They got gameplay.
yeah,
They
we
got
got
what
gameplay.
yeah, they got what they wanted. So there you go. All right, number 2 on the list, and this was surprising. Wolverine. Wolverine is a game created by Insomniac Games.
Yes, I have an idea of how this is going to be made.
Who's
Please,
Insomniac again?
please tell me. Insomniac, the creators of Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Didn't they also make Infamous? Right?
Insomniac?
Yeah, I think so. No?
I don't think so. I think that's Second Son.
Second Son they made they made
Oh wait, no. Second Son is the name of the second movie.
No, third game.
Sucker Punch. Sorry, Sucker Punch Productions.
never mind. Okay, Insomniac made. Okay. But still though, they're gonna I don't know if this is going to be just like how the Wolverine Origins game is. I don't know if you've played that.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. I liked it. I don't know if you liked it. I think they're gonna try to make it into a free roam game, and he's gonna be going to different places as you being on a motorcycle.
It says Wolverine. Are we implying there's no X-Men?
We don't know.
Yeah, it could just be his own origin story.
I
I'm
Yeah.
just my thoughts are more on why Insomniac, because all of the Insomniac games are known for their gadgets, right? You have this
'Cause they
little
got
spin
Spider-Man?
wheel.
No.
Well, yeah, but in Spider-Man, you have this little spin wheel. You
You
can
do have
choose from all
gadgets,
these
yeah.
tools and all these, different gimmicks and guns and
Maybe
whatever.
Wolverine has a hammer
Like-
that comes out now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the Wolverine? Like, this is going to be very different, I think, from any game they've done before. And like, I trust Insomniac, but at the same time, there is still some concern where they could kind of fuck this one up. Maybe.
We didn't even see game footage. I'm not even want to even think about it. Come on. What year is
But how
this?
can-
20?
That's
Well-
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair, but it's going to be more comparable to like all the other Wolverine games have come out.
I
you
don't
know?
even know if I've played a Wolverine game.
Did you like Wolverine's Origins? Did you like that game, Sal?
Is that the one where it focused kind of more on the stealth side of things? Like you could like hug against a wall, and then as soon as the enemy comes by, you like hit a little like you hit one of the buttons, and it like, does like an automatic stealth kill. Like
It's one of I mean, it has that in the game, but you could go just complete brutal.
I mean, yeah, I like the gameplay behind it. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that one. I like that one. Like it was really good because there was two games that came out, right? There was the Origin ones, and there was another one where it's just called Wolverine, something
I think
or
so.
just
It's been a very long time.
yeah, it was been a very long time. But I mean, I don't know. If it's going to be just like a straightforward game. I don't want it to be 4 hours.
And you said you think it's going to be open world?
I believe it could be open world.
I mean, it's just. I mean, Spider-Man is. Well, what? How was the last Ratchet and Clank? Was that open war?
Never played it.
What?
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
when I got my PS5, what happened was
Oh, it's not on
it
PS4.
was non-existent. No,
It's not on PS4. Oh my god!
Drift Apart is not on PS4. That's
I
the
don't
newest
know.
Ratchet Clank game.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ!
You know
All
what?
right.
I don't know.
I am kind of looking forward to what the next trailer is going to show us. I want to see gameplay Wolverine, and hopefully it's good. I don't know. I have some concerns, but Ham is right. They haven't shown us shit yet, so
Was there even a release date? I assume not.
I don't
no,
know. Maybe
coming
when
soon.
PS6 comes out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Now, number one on the list,
don't say
and
Horizon.
this is the one that I was most excited for when it was announced. That almost made me go, I need to buy a PS5 now for this
Which
game.
one was that?
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic
Yes.
remake.
Really? A remake again? It's a remake. Oh,
What
I
are you
know.
talking about again? We haven't played Knights of the Republic since the very first original Xbox.
That's true.
It's been
That's
20
true.
fucking years.
20 years? Has it been
want-
20 years?
Yeah, since the original Xbox came out.
Oh, since the original, but the game close, I guess. Wow. Okay. Okay.
I want and this is my own expectations. I don't give a fuck how how unrealistic it could be, but I want a Final Fantasy VII remake style of this game.
Also,
I want all the
remake.
fucking bells and whistles to this thing.
It says remake,
yes,
not
a
remastered.
remake. No,
so
it's a remake.
what does that entail with a remake?
It's
Like
gonna
Final
be
Fantasy
different.
VII.
Yeah,
Like how Final Fantasy VII
I don't know what that
PS1
means.
versus Final Fantasy VII PS4.
they're remaking the game, but it's gonna be sort of a different story wise, or like
I don't
something
know,
like
the
that.
dynamics. Like you could actually do some serious cool shit with a lightsaber. I don't know.
Just look up YouTube videos of Final Fantasy VII comparisons of PS1 versus PS4, and
You'll find out the difference.
yeah, you'll get the idea of what remake I want. But this was what got me the most excited out of the entire thing, and sadly, this was the very beginning of the showcase.
Yeah, it was short. That's why I already forgot. I even sent you guys something, and I'm
out of nowhere. And I love this game. This was the game that got me more into the Star Wars lore than anything else, because I love the movies, but because I was like, oh, I'm familiar with Star Wars. I'm not a fan of open world RPG games, but I love Star Wars, so I'll give this game a shot. And I loved every bit of it. Hated the ending of the second one, but the first one, classic masterpiece. It's a must play in anyone's top 100 games to play before you die list. It is good. And the fact that they're doing a remake just gets me incredibly excited for this. And again, my initial thought was, this is the reason I'm going to buy a PS5 for. Until I found out it's a timed exclusive.
Yeah.
So it's not even exclusive to the PS5. It's going to be a console launch exclusive. According to the developer, it's a console launch exclusive. And plus it's also coming on PC. So I don't have to buy a PS5 to play this game, which is even better for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna probably wait to see what it looks like first, and then if I really actually want to play this game, because I can't wait to get my hands on it, I think I'll just play it on PC. Or if not, if it seems okay-ish, it didn't live up to my expectations, then I'll wait till eventually it comes out on Xbox. I will play this game at some point in my life, though, and I will still love it just as much as I played the first one.
China exclusive. Do we know the time?
I don't
Probably
know.
a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Year,
just
I
like
think
that.
usually is the max, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
usually, yeah. Because you remember that You remember Tomb Raider was only
I
an
remember Tomb Raider.
I think Medium was not even a year exclusive to Xbox
Well, that's
before.
what I'm saying. I think a year's of what I've seen is the max on most games.
Yeah, this game. I've never played the first one. I remember me always watching my cousin play it, and I was entertained by it the whole entire time, and I always wanted to play it. But I never had a chance to. My cousin would have let me, fucking asshole. Um,
Sounds like
you know,
me.
yeah, fucking. So I will like to go back to see if there's any way for me to play the old one. I don't know if it's on
Oh, easy,
PC or
man.
something.
No, man. $10. You can download it right now on your phone.
Yeah, that's right. It is on
Right.
it is on available on iOS. Yeah,
Really, like
yeah, the
On
original
your
classic
phone.
game. Yep,
oh my god, I didn't even know that.
yep, yep,
I
yep,
just
yep.
looked it up too. $10.
Um, okay, so out of the whole thing, I just feel like it still didn't convince me, at least, to get a PS5.
It didn't convince me right now to get it right now.
So, if you had the chance to buy one, Mike, like somebody's like, "Hey, you want to buy this PS5
Mike has
for
already said he's gonna
for,
buy a
for the
PS5
regular
first before
price?
anything
Would you?"
else.
Huh? What happened? Okay, repeat that again, Ham.
If
I
you
was
go to the store
interrupted.
right now, Best Buy, and they have
Huh?
a PS5, would you buy it?
I gotta check my credit card and call my bank, and I gotta ask my wife, hey, but okay, yes, I will buy a PS5.
All right. Oh,
He
so
won't
what?
buy an
How?
Xbox Series S, but he'll buy a PS5.
No, no,
I
no, no,
want.
no! Don't judge him on that. I was gonna judge him on. Did you pre-order that Switch?
No, I told you, man. It didn't let me pre-order the OLED, the
Okay.
OLED or whatever. But I said on October 3rd, when it comes out, I'm going to straight to GameStop right away.
Hmm.
Or I don't even know, should I go to GameStop or Best Buy? Well, I don't know. We'll talk about this. Where should I go where I have a better chance? And I'm going to buy it. And if I am not able to buy it, and then fuck it, I'll just get a regular Switch. And they get Metroid.
October 3rd. That's a Saturday. All right. One, two.
Or
Is
you
that on
could buy an
Saturday?
Xbox Series S and play, games with Ham and I on Friday night.
Yeah, that's 3 weeks from now.
So yeah, like I said, so I'm gonna go to GameStop and see if they have a night. That's on a Sunday? What the fuck
It's
is the
just
OLED coming out on a
it's
Sunday?
just okay, so going back to what I said though, like for me personally, Horizon's coming on PS4. I'm gonna just play it on PS4. The only game I'm really missing out on is Ratchet and Clank Drift Apart. But I'm okay with that. And the Spider-Man doesn't come out until 2023. So I got some time before I really need to get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And
And they're
doesn't
gonna
it look
release an edition, a Spider-Man edition.
Yeah.
yeah, and that could be true. And in that case, then I have my chances of getting that one. It'll be the same thing all over again, where I didn't get really a PS4 until it got closer to Marvel Spider-Man coming out.
No, that's true.
There's like if this is why I said it was disappointing, because is there nothing in 2022 that I'm looking forward to for the PS5? Like I want a reason to go buy a PS5, but I have no reason right now to go buy a PS5.
Except for the animal game.
This guy and
you
his fucking
you have the
animals.
opposite of that. You have a reason because you can't buy a PS5 because there's none any. It's like the opposite of what you want. Yeah.
No, but I follow all the links and notifications. Every time there's a PlayStation 5 link that comes like, oh, PlayStation 5 is stop, PlayStation 5 is stop. I'm like, I don't need it right now. Like,
Have you seen it available? You haven't even checked.
there were multiple times where I had it in my cart. I just didn't feel like getting it because I just don't want it right now.
Where was this? Did you hear about this, Mike?
Every
No, I didn't hear
time.
about
I even
this.
early in the stages when you were hunting for a PS5, I told you, it was like, it's available now, and I was like, there's one in my cart, you could get it still. But
I saw that once.
no, there was a couple of times. It was a couple of times. I don't know. It is what it is. Like I said, this it was fine, cool. They showed us some titles. I think most of them we already knew was coming. The only two surprising titles was Knights of the Republic and Wolverine, but then we also didn't get any gameplay for it. So it's like, okay, at least we have something to look forward to in a couple years.
Yeah.
But overall, it was just okay. I just wish they didn't have us wait so long to see all this.
Mm,
That was my only thing to it.
True.
Okay, let's do the quick rundown of the Apple event because we did say we were going to do it.
I guess.
But honestly, even if you only read the recaps or whatever, that's pretty much what the event was. Like there was nothing new and innovative and outstanding to any of these things. They talked more about their iPad and their iPad mini, about how it's a bigger display or bigger and retina and all this other shit that Ham only cares about. Then they talked about their new Apple Watch Series 7, which I guess the only thing new about, well, there's a couple of things that stood out that was new about it. One, the screen of it was bigger, so they were able to maximize more of the screen size of it, and it's also, I think, the most durable. Like they showed, like kind of getting it beat up against some rocks or something like that, and it was able to,
Rocks.
yeah, it was able to resist some of it. So, okay, cool. They obviously talked about their iPhone. The only thing that stood out from that was the quote unquote cinema mode that you can record, like how you film movies. Like you can try to film movies with your phone using cinema mode where it focuses on the subjects, and when the person's like looking away, it'll like blur out that person and focus on whatever the next subject is supposed to be. You have to kind of watch the that part of the trailer or whatever the event for it to
I did
kind of
see that. Yeah, the
understand it. But
story.
other than that, nothing really exciting and new about it. And then was the pros. They talked about the the iPhone Pro Max, whatever stupid phone that Ham buys because he's an idiot.
iPhone 13 Max Pro.
Yeah, whatever. I don't remember if they said anything new about that really. And to be fair, yes, they did talk about new things, but we are going to expect a longer battery life. We are going to expect the 5G shit. We are going to
No, but the
expect a
battery seems
screen.
way better than what it was before.
Okay, sure. Whatever
It
you got
gives
to
you 10 more
convince
minutes.
yourself. Whatever you got to
No,
convince
it was
yourself to
no, it
get
was
it.
like an hour and a half and 2 hours and a half.
So I can
Is it?
talk to someone during out the entire movie of Venom 2.
Uh, just on the extra battery. Not even your whole, just the extra. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can stream it to somebody.
If this was the first time of anyone watching the Apple event, I don't think they would be impressed. This was
I
a
will. Yeah.
very lackluster event.
Yeah.
It was somewhat disappointing, but at the same time, just from my own personal bias, I have not from quite a while.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I know you guys are. Oh, I mean, I'm gonna upgrade only because I get a free upgrade. Like I legitimately just get a free upgrade. And what I found stupid was in the event itself, they were like, "We are partnering with all of our mobile partners to give you the great deal of getting this so much money off." I'm like, they've been doing this forever. Like, why are you now publicly saying it? Like, what difference does it make, right? Because you trade in an eligible iPhone, you get the next iPhone free or like $700 off or whatever. They've been doing that shit for like years now. This was the first time I've ever heard them publicly say it though in an event, which was weird. And for T-Mobile users, I don't know if this is true for other users. I just looked up my own carrier,
Yeah.
but apparently they got this. They did it away with contracts, but they're doing this thing now where you trade in your iPhone and if you stay with it for 2 years, you get to upgrade to the next iPhone for that year for free. It's the same thing as what we used to do
Wait, where's that
contracts
at?
for.
Where's that at?
It's brand new. They just announced it not too long ago. It's on there. It's on the website. But
Hmm.
it's the But they've done this before. They just replaced contracts with, we're going to charge you this shit and just give you the credit for it on your bill. But hey, if you leave us, you owe us the rest of this shit. Just so you
Exactly.
That
know.
That's even worse than contracts because they got you locked.
Yeah,
that
no
sounds
matter
like a
what, it
great
is
deal.
always locked. Like,
No,
it's
but a
just,
contract, you were. I don't even know what they were doing with contracts before. I don't remember. But that phone was yours. You could sell it if you want. That's why I got out of the iPhone game because I don't know if it's somebody's still paying that off, and then if they sell it, that could turn to a brick in a second. So there's no. I'd be too wary about buying a used iPhone.
but anyway, I'm like I said, I'm going to only upgrade because it's been a couple years for me anyway. And well, as we've experienced some technical difficulties with recording earlier, it's probably good for me to upgrade anyway. Because
No.
if
Yeah.
I feel like the older models of phones are being just kind of intentionally left out of the 5G shit. And so whatever, I'm gonna fall into that con and just upgrade to a 13. Doesn't cost me anything, just 2 years of my life. And
Also, how do you have like the next or no? That was
I
the
have
PC.
I have the 10.
No,
Literally
what
the
I
I'm
first
saying
10.
is, how do you have a free upgrade?
they're just doing that promotion. They're just doing it.
The
Like
new
it's
one.
yeah. You trade in an eligible iPhone, which is any one of the newer iPhones, and you
Oh,
get
but it's
the
the
next
base
one.
model. It's not the.
Yeah, but like I'm not
Okay, no,
going
no,
for a
no.
pro
Okay,
like
okay. I
you.
know what you're talking about now.
But you
Okay.
could probably you can get like a decent amount off. I think you can get like $800 off or something from the
Well,
pro. So you
that's
only have
what
to
I
pay
did. Yeah,
200. So
that's what I did.
I actually, you know what? I completely lied about something. I do remember why the Pro I was slightly considering it because of there's like this whole video game thing to it and they're bringing Pokemon Unite to mobile. So I'm thinking like, oh, that would be really nice to have if I'm going to play Pokemon Unite on my phone. Other than that, there's nothing else about the Pro. I mean, Ham, you can take photos of your food all you want. But
Yeah.
uh anyway, yeah, I'll upgrade to a 13. I don't think I'm going to get much out of it, new at least. So uh, I don't. I wish I could be excited for Apple products again, but there's nothing to be excited about.
Mm.
I don't know. You guys haven't said really anything because I know you guys haven't watched it.
I
But I
mean,
mean, is there
I,
anything that
I
you guys can comment about that?
oh, what I could really say honestly on my behalf, because like I mentioned, I have the 10. I think it's almost time for me to get an upgrade because, well, Sal mentioned, I do feel like I'm sort of being left behind of the new updates of the new like 5G and all that other type of stuff that they mentioned. I would like to actually upgrade to this one because I will definitely feel a difference instead of me having a 12 and then jumping to a 13 where there's not really much of a difference whatsoever.
What is
You're
that? 3
still
years?
no like a year
Yeah, it would be
last year.
three.
No, with the
No,
10.
10 to 13. Yeah, it
Oh
would
yeah,
be
Yeah.
3
3 years.
years. Yeah, it will be like 3 years. So like I'm technically it's good for me to get an upgrade now because I
Yeah.
don't upgrade like everybody else where next year. I always
No,
wait
I
like
had a 10. So I did 2 years, but yeah, I had the 10.
yeah, I'm usually up to like 3 years. That's when I'll upgrade to a new phone. But or
Usually two
even
or until somebody steals it. Yeah.
but so far what I've seen, the camera looks great. The durability, what they mentioned that you could spill by mistake if you spill coffee for some reason you'll spill coffee or anything on your drinks or if you drop it in the water by mistake, the phone is still going to work perfectly. And I don't know about the durability where if you drop it, it's not going to crack. iPhone is not known for that. You drop
No.
your iPhone, it's
You're
gonna get
fucked.
chipped, cracked.
Especially if there's no case.
Yep.
Especially there's no case. So make sure you buy a case, ladies and gentlemen. And so I'm looking forward to upgrade and also to an Apple Watch 7. I think it still does the same shit as the 6, where it reads
Mm.
your blood pressure. You could swim with it. You can.
Broke mine.
Um,
But it was
um.
a Series 2, so I got it on the low.
Oh. Okay. So yeah. So
Yeah.
the iPhone 7 just like a bit of a, well, if you never had an Apple Watch and just get the new one, of course. you know. But if you have the 6, there's no point of you upgrading because it has the same exact thing as what you have now comparing to the 7 to the 6, except for I think the difference is just the chip and I think battery life.
Yeah, I should not be having any wearable technology because I'll fucking break it on accident or just by trying to prove a point. It's happened before. When it comes to iPads, I don't even look at iPads unless they've changed their rule about every video on iPads have to be MP4 or else you can't download a video on an iPad. So there's that.
Can someone explain to me why the iPad Mini is more expensive than the iPad?
Because smaller technology, you have to put stuff in really tight places, I guess. I don't know.
So we're paying more for less.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like a fancy restaurant. Hey, we got the fancy food, but you got half a potato and
We're missing 3/4 of the chicken, man. What's
yeah,
going on? Where's the
exactly.
fucking chicken?
You get half a chicken leg that was cut in half somehow, and it looks I don't know fucking know.
$500.
I think it's just because it's almost looking like an iPad Air too, because it's very thin.
Whatever. Don't care
Yeah.
anymore. Just don't care. And then they had like when they talked about the iPad, it was like $350, and it's like, but for the education price, if you're a student or teacher, you could get it for $300. You whoopee fucking do. You saved me like what, $50?
Yeah, they
Wow.
always do that. No,
I knew you
always
will
okay.
come in.
Well, no, they've like Ham said, they've always done that. It's like this is such a weird thing that they publicly
I don't know.
announced deals about their phones. Like it
I don't know
was
what's going on.
so odd. It was like, are you realizing that people are not excited about your products anymore? So now you're trying to find a way to get them to get your products. Like, Apple, you gotta rework your marketing strategy here. Like,
can I use your discount?
Anyway, there's not much more we can speak about Apple. Unfortunately, there is not much more. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Ham, are you upgrading?
No, I just upgraded last year. I'm not upgrading shit until maybe 2 years plus.
I remember back in the day, Ham gave me shit for not upgrading every single fucking year.
No. I always didn't care about the S, the whatever.
No. Every single year I had to hear it. We would go to the bar and you put your iPhone out on the bar.
That's what I always do.
You're always doing something with your iPhone. Like you're shoving it in my face.
I always do.
You're like, I can do this. I can do that. I'm over here still with fucking like flip phone or maybe the iPhone 3G.
Oh, you had that?
I'm happy-go-lucky with this. And then Ham's like, but you could get this 4K display.
Would you have
4K, Ham? I don't know, but they said something. So I'm gonna show it.
I think you and Barbary had the same phone. You had like what was that color on the edge? Like a blue or orange or a yellow?
Oh, yeah, that was a cool phone.
Yeah, I remember that phone.
Yeah, and then he'll turn around and ask the bartender, "Hey, can I get a whiskey with a bit of a splash of gin?"
No, gin?
I don't know. Whatever you fucking order from every time we go out.
This was back in the days. So back in the days, it was a Long Island no Coke. So yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, that is it though. We're not gonna prolong this anymore. If we had split this up, we probably would have forgotten one of these things next week. So we're gonna leave it at that. Hopefully you enjoyed our ridicule discussions of PlayStation, of what else did we talk about? Malignant, the trailer,
bad horror movie,
all sorts of different things in this episode. Mike, hurry up and do that social thing so that way people can be spared their lives.
Yeah, guys, follow us on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Drunk Cop and a Teacher, and write us an email. Ham could, I don't even know if he even replied, but you could give it a chance. You might get lucky, drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com.
If I'm drunk, you're going to get very lucky.
Whoa. Play your cards right.
We are going to end it at that note. Adios, people.
Bye-bye.